Hello and welcome back to Cherry Hills, and in this episode today we will be doing a few jobs around the farm, including some harvesting because we seeded some fields and it seems they're ready to actually harvest, so we'll kick that off. We won't necessarily follow it so much, but we also have a few jobs to do around a task that we were doing in the last episode, which was basically some logging work. One of the things that sort of came out of that is that we actually needed to get hold of a stump grinder for the main farm, so we can essentially finish up the clearing. And we also, whilst off camera, I was actually kind of getting a little bit of BGA stuff doing as well, so we need to sort of carry on with that. So without further ado, so I've literally just been doing some purchasing on the store, and I need to get some of that stuff sort of brought back to the farm. So let me just clear this out so I can actually see what I'm getting from the store. So I'm going to reset these and bring them back to the farm, but basically what we have is we've bought a piston bully, and actually we've bought something else as well. I've got a couple of things here, and this is actually testing out something that I've actually just finished doing the mod for actually. Let me just finish these, and we need to just buy a couple of other things. So the other thing we need to get is we actually need a weight for the piston bully. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of the SOB weights as well, and we'll have it green. And so we had that. So I kind of wanted to get a couple of other little things. So we needed a tedder, because we want to do some hay. So I was kind of looking at which one to get. We could get the kid one from the Cudden pack, but I'm actually thinking, just in case on the multiplayer server we want to turn the Cudden pack off, we get one of these others. So I am thinking actually, it really doesn't make any difference which one. They're literally, is a 5 meter difference. I'm going to say let's get this one here, and we get that tether as well. And we have see, so I picked up I needed actually, and we need this for the initial. We need a tanker. Now we need a tanker for diesel, and actually nope, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to go to let's see, where is it? There we are, the man rigid frame. So one of these, and we're dealing with fuel, so we kind of want to get a red one. We are going to get aggregar wheels. Yep, rim color red. So we buy one of these, and what we're going to stick on the back is somewhere along here. There we go, liquid tanker. Yep, 35,000 litres. So this, we've been kind of ramping up the BGA. One of the things I did overnight and sort of off camera was basically drop some straw into the small BGA that's close by, well, close-ish by, and one of the things we'll do is we'll actually finish off the straw. So we kind of, as you can see, there's a couple of vehicles now at this BGA. So one of them is one of our big tippers, and I literally unloaded a whole bunch of straw into here yesterday, essentially. and that's been processing away, and we should have a ton of digestate. Yes, we've got 5% digestate, which is not a huge amount, but it's a start. So what we're going to do as a first sort of task is I just want to actually get this underway. So this is the separator for digestate. Kind of getting this prepped. Sort of acquired one of these tankers, and what we're going to do that should a bit too quick. We should unload, and there we go. We'll put 50,000 in here. That'll fill this up, and we can get that going. And that's going to create for us some diesel, some solid fertilizer, some liquid fertilizer. So that's really good. We want that diesel because we want to run composter, and at the moment we don't. I don't want to really go and buy some diesel from one of the filling stations. I want to use some that we've created. So we're getting this up and running. For the moment, we're going to use some straw to get this BGA running. However, the end goal is to actually use compost to actually do that. So one of the composters, which should be, probably because we're going in this BGA for the moment, the compost on the main farm will be the one we'll use. I was thinking about using the one up here, but essentially I kind of went against that idea. So these are items. I actually didn't want to get into that. I actually wanted to reset it. So we've got a tanker for the diesel, which is this. I've got a few things that have just essentially been reset to the farm that I need to sort of kind of get kind of set up, one of which being the piston belly. And what I also want to do, and I'm going to set that off now, so we seeded field 1 and sealed 3 in the previous episode, and off camera, and so those are kind of seeded, and they were kind of it was kind of a long-winded task getting field 1 seeded. It really was. It was quite painful for various reasons. The shape of this field was a little bit, I don't like it. I am actually considering taking this field and squaring it out. It was a little bit painful, so for various reasons, effectively we ended up I'm going to try and get through that gap, get our combine into place. I need to disable straw swath on this because I actually want chopped straw running on this one now. So first task, let's get this going. We're going to do AI vehicle extension on this one, so this is fairly straightforward. It's just going to go round in circles. Just make sure this kind of kicks off and gets going. So he kind of waiting for them to actually show what is he's doing. The field arrangement here is actually somewhat frustrating me. AIs really don't like these fields, which is a little bit Okay, now he's going. That's fine. So this is actually part of our grand master plan, because we want to have chop straw, which is doing, and then we can get our proper fertilization schedule going. So that's going. Okay, we want our other combine. So group 9. We don't want the cone, we want this guy. With this guy we're going to do field 3. So with this guy we need to sort of head down to field. We are actually going the wrong way, but anyway. Actually no, this will work, because I can actually do this from this top corner. So the top corner here to the east. We kind of want to do that with this, and that will work. We're doing some off-roading with the combine. Probably not the best. So yeah, this will actually work, because we want the pipe to be on the outside, and in order to achieve that here, that kind of works. So let's detach this guy, the trailer. Let's get the trailer, the header attached. Sorry, to the front. And oops. So once we've got these combines going, we can just leave them to it and just keep an eye on them. Oops, we are a little bit too eager. Attach him. We just cycle through and fold the header. That's all sorted. Now we need to turn off straw as well. So we literally have 1,000,000 straw, so we don't necessarily need to do straw on this particular run, but we will do straw again, probably on the next kind of thing. So what I'm going to do is just to start the combine. Oops, unfold the combine, start the combine, come on. We are going to kind of just drive into the field a little bit, get this kind of started, and then once we are started, this is going to take a while to do this field. This is a pretty big field. Now we don't actually have all this field seeded, and that's the other thing, is with this field we've actually kind of not seeded this little bit down here, just to kind of get rid of the fact that we've got this annoying little bump bit. That's fine. This field is going to get us a lot of barley. You know, I suspect we'll have maybe 4 pickups on this field. Okay, so that's running. So one of the things we've done off cameras, we went up here yesterday and we actually started to get these running. So we've got the production up here running. We annihilated some trees here and they got dropped into this and into Taffy's tables, and they are running. As you can see, we have produce from them. Over at the Bills or 2 and Beck's over here, we had the same thing yesterday when we were doing our logging episode. We dropped in various bits into here, and we also got this guy running as well. Wasn't completely full, so we haven't got a completely full set of wood chips, unfortunately, so we will want to drop some more in there. We made the slight mistake that we forgot that we needed fuel for this guy at the end, and essentially those wood chips will be used to start this off. And that actually does remind me, I do need to do 2 more sales of, actually no, just 1 actually. I don't need 1 up here, but I do need a tipper truck for this yard, so I will actually do that as well. So as I'm basically in the process of doing some purchasing, let's have a look, see what we can get. So I want a nice little tipper truck. Let's see what size: 26, 21, 30k, 30k. Right, okay, we won't use that one. So if it was going to be bigger than this guy, then I would use one of those. But this guy is a 40k tip load, so we will get him, and we will purchase one of those, and we will reset that guy to the yard as well. So let's go to the yard, and somewhere around here there should be some vehicles that we've just kind of brought in. So here we have all the stuff we've reset to the yard, just kind of in the process of getting stuff sorted. So this is the fuel truck that we kind of just purchased, one of these static A-frame vehicles. Whoa. Just reset that guy, and I didn't do it. Reverse into this. Touch him. So this is a really nice tanker actually. I was using this tanker on Pine Cove, and it's a nice little tanker, and we're not going to take it down to the yard there just yet. We'll just park it by the entrance up here. We don't have any diesel yet, so might as well just, I've just kind of preemptively bought it because I was in the process of buying some bits. So that's that. So this is the next thing. I actually want to, this is a piston bully. Now the reason I want this is it's going to run this Brooks that you can see there. That Brooks is basically a useful piece of kit. It's going to have a Stump Grinder on there, and it's going to have it's going to do wood chipping as well. So this is the thing we're going to use to basically obliterate all those birch trees and the non handleable trees with a scorpion king. So trees that essentially you can't cut down and handle with a Scorpion King, we're going to use that thing to literally just dispose of those trees for us, because we don't want them around the fields, and we're getting a little bit of lag on the server at the moment. That is... a bit of a lag spike then. Yeah, so effectively what the plan is going to be is that thing's going to be used to kind of clear up all the mess. Now this little baby here, this trailer, there is a flatbed trailer stroke wood trailer mod for the IT runner. It doesn't have auto load on it, and one of the things I actually did this morning was to retrofit the auto load scripts to this guy. So we actually have a large flatbed trailer for an IT runner which now has auto load. Now it doesn't do wood, but it so I will actually add the wood auto load scripts to this at some point, but this is a mod that I've kind of taken someone else's and retrofitted the kind of the really good autoload stuff from the HOT guys onto the trailer, which was done. I believe it's partly Giants, but I'm also believe it's someone else. The credits and the copyright on the author on it are Giants. However, I'm pretty sure it's actually someone else that did the work. The original model, I think, is a Giants one. Now, the interesting thing about this is, I can't get this turned around. This is supposed to reset in a position that's kind of favourable for you to pick up this thing you can just see on the right. The problem is, it's turned it all the way around, which kind of makes it awkward. So I'm going to pick. So this Brooks thing was done by. There's a YouTuber called Big Daddy, and I can't remember the rest of his name, but he does some mods. And one of the mods he's done is taken this Brooks and he's retrofitted a Stump Grinder onto it. And the Stump Grinder is done by that kind of invisible thing there. And what you have to do, and I can't, the issue is I can never remember which way around it is. Actually, I have to commit it from the other angle. So what he did was he created this little two little mods, right? And they essentially one attaches to the other, and it adds a Stump Grinder. The annoying thing is, and this is going to require me to literally spend 15 minutes trying. And I'm sorry that you're watching this, as I try to fit this to the thing. So I actually have to lower the woodcutter. That is annoying. I've just literally flipped it over, and that is really friggin' annoying. That is actually just it's put it into a position that I can't actually load it onto the front, because literally it is now facing the wrong way. It's upside down. It's absolutely just in the wrong position. So I have to reset it, because the idea is you kind of drive up to it and you should. Again, it's not working. Why is this not working? Aha. There we go. So when you add the stump cutter, it changes the look of the thing. So what you end up with is this nice little kind of, it can cut down trees, it chips the trees, and it will grind the stumps for you, and it's really, really handy. So one of the things I need to do though, and I don't really want to spend too much time talking about this, so bad. The piston bill is really nice as a logging thing, but it's really kind of tricky. You need some weight on the front and the back. I really did mess this up, because I should have put we want this weight. I should have literally put a bit more thought into the ordering. I reset things so they were kind of positioned just right. So this needs to go down to near field 19. We're not going to grind anything. Actually, I'll show you how it works. That's why not. This piston bill is really nice. You can put stuff on the back, which is quite cool. It's got tracks. It's tracked. I used it on the Pine Cove map. Ooh, it's like rain. I used it on the Pine Cove map for logging, and it's actually surprisingly easy to use this for this task because it's quite precise because of the tracks and the way this is laid out. So you can actually do a better job, I feel, than you would with a tractor with a stump grinder on. That's the kind of situation I had. So here we have some stumps. So basically you need to lower the mud crusher. We need to fold out the supports feet, which actually just opens the front up like that. We open up the pipe, and once that's up we should be able to start the thing. So we turn it on. So that's actually on, and if we actually just lift it you'll see movement. But this is actually the thing that chips the trees. So these kind of trees that we don't like but can't handle properly, we can use that to do those. This is, we turn on the wood crusher, which is the stump grinder, and that's actually lowered already. So what we can do is we just move in, and as you can see, oops, we've got a usual sort of stump grinding animation as that tries to grind that down. Now sometimes it doesn't quite work. So it actually ground some of that down because it was quite tall. Hopefully that will actually do the rest. Doesn't seem to do it. Here we go. That's kind of sod's law, isn't it? Every time you want to demonstrate something, it doesn't work. So one of the things, the guy that basically did this, he actually said in his kind of introduction video where he introduced this thing, was change the angle of attack. Because there's some quirkiness to how stump grinding works, obviously, and the way this sort of thing lays out. If you come at it from a different angle, you end up with a different result. So hopefully, there we go, it's gone. So that basically got rid of our stump. So we could essentially just do this for all of these, and we're going to have to do this on all of the stumps that we made yesterday on the 2 fields. If you remember, in the previous episode we kind of there we go. You remember from the previous episode we kind of went down this this edge of the field and then the bottom bit there, and just went through and eliminated any trees that were basically along the edge. So we just need to clear those out. We also did that on field 1 as well, around the entranceway. So we just need to go in there and clean these up. So this is just one of those little tasks. It's kind of follow up really of what we were doing yesterday. So it's rather, and I like this piece of equipment, although I'm not entirely sure about how real it is, but it is a nice piece of kit. And you can, because this thing can cut down trees as well, So it can cut down trees and it will wood chip them at the same time. So you can literally lay waste to large amounts of trees with this and generate tons of wood chips. You just need a trailer to receive them in. With that pipe out, basically the whole point of the pipe out is it will spew the wood chips into whatever trailer you put close by when you chop up some trees, and that's pretty handy. So, you know, we've literally made short work of those, and these are all the ones we were doing yesterday. Remember, we were kind of just going through here, and you see there's a truck left over from yesterday. You know, this is basically making short work of these stumps. He says as this one doesn't. There we go. It's all about the angle and the sort of placement. It's, I mean, if we put on the kind of wireframe look, which we won't do on this, I sometimes do it on the live stream, you would see the hitbox for the, and that is just not working at all. Oh, yes, it did when we reversed. Typical. Ah, this is because we're getting lag. This is unfortunate. It's a lag issue, not a gate. There we go. So you see, we've kind of just made short work of all of that. It's quite cool. So let's just have a quick check on our other stuff. See. Our two CR90s are happily chomping away. One's at 64% on the wheat and one is at 58 on the barley. Let's have a look on the map and see where they are. This is probably what? Couple. That's done a couple of lines. This one hasn't even actually as impressive. It's only on its second loop. So quite literally, the barley combine is over halfway full and it hasn't even finished its second loop. So that bad boy is gonna really generate a ton of barley for us. Sorry. Oh dear. I've been talking all morning and literally I have been talking all morning and essentially my throat is dry. No matter how much I drink, it seems to have this dry throat. So anyway, I think we've probably done the last of these stumps actually. I can't remember if I did any more. We could definitely go and check out that other field. I've kind of been looking. Oh no, we've got a bunch up there. All these trees. Ooh, lag spike. I don't know what's going on. There's been some weirdness today actually. I've noticed for a good little time this morning I could not get onto the matchmaking servers, so I couldn't even actually get a list of servers, which was somewhat frustrating, but that seems to have cleared up, but now I'm getting a lag. And I know that shouldn't make any difference because the matchmaking service has nothing to do with the game server. This game server is who am I using for this one? I can't remember. I've actually got 3 game servers running. 2 are with Multiplay and 1 is with another company which I can never remember. Because it's then NIT Trade or something like that. Kind of wanted to have a slightly different server for this map, because I was having some like issues with the other one. So I think actually our last stump is that one there. You can see we've made short work of these stumps. This is actually quite a good little setup. There we have it. I'm going to lift the wood. I'm going to lift that up, as you see. And we've kind of, so we've cleared out all the stumps that we left around yesterday. So that's kind of ready for mowing, essentially, although we've made a bit of a mess of the field. So one of the things, whilst I'm over here, let's kind of get back onto the farm here. So this guy needs taking over to the plant. Let's try and think which way is the best way for us to go. So this is going to be used on the second lumber mill site for wood chips. The wood chipper is going to basically create wood chips, but it's not really for that we'll be using it. What we'll use it for is for the small pallet factory, because we need to give it fuel, which is essentially wood chips, and it generates wood chips. So this little guy is basically just going to sit out there and it's going to fill up with wood chips. Those wood chips are then going to get used to fill the pallet factory. And then which way are we going? Are we going the wrong way? What the hell? I'm going to cut across field 2 because I literally went the wrong way. That is unfortunate, but you know, I don't mind. This is off-roading with a man truck. Yes, this is not very real. You wouldn't cut across someone else's field like this. But essentially I am going to do that because like literally I went the wrong way out of the farm. Oops, and I hit a tree. That's weird. Why can't I reverse? The drive control mod is quite handy. Control of the four-wheel drive system is quite cool. Essentially, I couldn't reverse then because my front wheels were not on the ground. Essentially, stick on the four-wheel drive, and you basically can reverse. So, what I'm going to do is just go in here. Go to the wood chipper, so we're going to actually get the pallet factory up and running. The annoying thing is, come on. Overshot it both sides. Okay, they're both at 80%. So So they're going to be full soon. This guy's going to fill up. I'm going to let this just fill. All we need to do is nip back to the farm. We will close out this episode of our little chores shortly, but I'm just going to kind of show you we are picking up some wonderful, I don't know, what should we pick up first? Should we pick up the barley? Let's pick up the barley. They're literally racing each other to see who's going to basically finish. That's what's quite funny about this. They're literally racing each other. The barley's 1% ahead of the wheat. They were literally started. To be fair though, the wheat was actually started first, but the barley's winning. The barley is literally going to hit 90%. So what I'm going to do is put this guy by the entrance here, and somewhere this guy's going to pop round the corner soon, and he's going to want unloading. What we'll do here is we'll switch to another grain transport, and we will take this guy down to the other field. So, you know, this is where these particular vehicles kind of excel. We've got a big capacity trailer. The combines themselves have got, you know, 200,000 litres capacity. As you kind of noticed, you know, these fields are huge. I was watching one other YouTuber, Mr. Moose Gaming, yesterday evening. He was live streaming on this map, and they literally had just started to seed field 3 after preparing it the day before, and it took them, I think they said 6 hours, and there was a bunch of them doing it manually. I literally I'm doing this by myself, and I'm using helpers. I dread to think how many times I'd have to go back and forth the standard size trailer, a standard size combine to do these fields. You know, if you've got a multiplayer and you've got like 10 people working it, then yes, it works. But you know, this field is huge. It's 60 odd hectares. I think it's actually a lot bigger than the field on Pine Cove, the big 4 field that usually takes a while to do. So I'd have to double check, but it's a very big field. It kind of reminds me of the map. I did a little live stream review, I think last week or so, where I ended up racing Bugatti Veyrons. Basically, that map, each of those fields are, I think, 50 hectares in size, and that one there is 60. Or were they bigger? I can't remember. They were really big fields, but this is definitely a big field. Is number 3. So he's actually all the way over there, and he will probably fill up at some point on that back side to the field. So I'm going to move this guy around and get in position, and he's going to fill me up basically. And the great thing about these combines, let's say they're a modded version of the CR90. They unload in literally a fraction of a second. They can dump their entire load in less time than it takes to sneeze. Which just makes life so much easier. You just look at this field. This field is essentially now just got one preparation of fertilizer on it with the chopped straw. This is one of the reasons why I use it, and that actually enables me to do my 3-stage fertilization without even having to worry about anything. I'm just kind of idling alongside almost. I want to kind of just wait till he's full, because then I can get full and then I don't have to kind of hang around. You see, this has got quite a steep climb to it, this field. If you just look at it, you look at that sort of shape, that is literally quite a hill, quite an incline. I wonder, it would be really nice if someone did a mod that tells you the incline on a hill. That'd be kind of cool. Yes. And just look at that. That's like that slides off onto that tree line. That is quite a drop. Quite an incline. So I did not realise how steep some of these hills are. Some of these fields are literally incredibly steep. They are. Right, so this guy's going to be full any minute. We're going to draw alongside. He's going to unload, and we're going to kind of double back round. We're only on our 3rd loop, and this guy's going to be full in literally like a minute. He's at 98%, 99. We literally, it's got 3. No, actually, this is his 3rd loop, so this is like hasn't even done a quarter of the loop. He's full. So we just need to pull alongside. Boom. We're full. This guy's gone. And we just need to head back to the farm. So we didn't even seed all of this field. I mean, there's this great big section here that's not been seeded. So yeah. That guy's underway. There's a little bit of a section missed there, but it's fine. So we've literally got 200,000 litres of grain here. And as you can just see, if we're looking over there, we have a lot of field to go. There's going to be a lot of money made off this field. If we dumped this onto a market, we would completely trash the price and completely ruin it for a couple of days. So we have to be careful. I don't generally want to dump it all at once. So we will top this back into the silo, and we will then sort of call it quits there. After that, thank you all for watching. We've been doing a couple little tasks today. So we've been letting our combines do some work and get a head start on a few little tasks. I say the BGA is kind of up and running. We've got some digest data in there, and we have some straw which is being processed. We should have some diesel and some fertilizer soon, which is great. And then once we've got that up and running, we can then make a start on feeding the composter. We've set up our piston bully to do some stump grinding around the field that we were cleaning up before. We will probably have to do that some more. This guy's going to empty out, and we can watch the barley grain go up and up. This is our second harvest of this field, so you know, we're going to get lots and lots of stuff. So let me just take this guy out of here. Whoa, what happened there? And we'll pop this down by this gate, ready to go. Helper C is blocked by an object. Okay, so something is in the way. Helper C. Helper C. We need to check on Helper C. Which is Helper C? Ah, Helper C is essentially this guy. Okay, I'm not sure what happened here. I think. Oh, I see. He kind of lost the plot a bit. Kind of moved off the crop. That's okay, because what we'll do is we'll reset him. And in the process, we will unload. Yeah, it looks like things. So while I reset this guy, thank you for watching. Thank you all for watching, and not sure what's going on here. Thank you all for watching, and we will catch you next time. This has been another episode on Cherry Hills, and we have been doing a few tasks, including a bit of harvesting. And with that, if you liked what you saw, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more of our exploits on Cherry Hills, please subscribe to the channel. And with that, thank you and goodbye.